guys, Razzie here, and can you believe I'm back for a second video today? I actually just got back from the gym, so I look disgusting, but while I was on the treadmill, I was watching some YouTube videos and saw Pinot Noir ice cream. I'm sorry if I pronounced that really wrong. I saw where they had made a video, and it was over a subject matter which I really felt that I have been wanting to talk about for a very long time, and I'm just glad that somebody kind of put it into words and reached out to the rest of the doll community to kind of give their own perspective. So the topic is BJD buying habits, and you guys know if you've been following me for a while that I have really bad buying tendencies. I am terrible when it comes to buying and selling dolls. And I do have reasons. I do have my reasons. I have compulsions, and I do think that a lot of it has kind of a background in my mental conditions. So I'm not going to get too much into that, but just keep in mind that I do have some things going on. So I don't just buy dolls frivolously because I do have reasons, some of them harder to explain than others, but um, she was basically saying that she noticed a pattern in her doll buying, and I completely understood because I have a pattern and it's not the same as hers, and it's probably not the same as yours, but I, with other things, not just dolls, have a really hard time resisting a good deal. And if something is like marked down considerably from its retail or original price, I go kind of bananas and think, oh, that's such a good deal, I need to get it. Like, I feel like I'll regret it if I don't, or one day I will want that item and it won't be a good deal anymore. So it's not just dolls, if it's makeup or clothes or other hobby things, video games, figures, stuff like that. Anything that I collect or like, and it's a really good deal, my brain kind of makes me think that I have to buy it, like it justifies it automatically, even if it's still, several $100s more than, I had intended to not spend. My mind still goes, well, you should get that. Like, she was a really good example. This is Soba, if you guys don't remember, looking especially cute. And she's a Dolphy Dream sister, Akira version 2 full set, and I got her for a really great price. It was such a good deal that I contacted the seller immediately because I knew that she wouldn't be up for sale for long at that price. And that's kind of how my mind goes. I don't really wait things out because in this kind of circumstance, I just know in my gut that it will be gone if I don't do something about it. So I, you know, only hesitated for a second before buying her, even though it wasn't something I planned on buying, even though, it was a doll that I have wanted for a while. It wasn't one that I was going out and saving up for or going out looking for, but since I saw her at a good price and it was a doll that I had wanted, I just couldn't resist it at that point. Um, Another example is, and she's already gone, I've already sold her, was my tan mini feet auntie. She was a super good deal, but it wasn't a doll that I was looking for. I did like the auntie sculpt a lot, probably less on the moe line body. That may have been one of the reasons I was okay with selling her, just her face was too immature for me for that body, but um, I bought her because she was a really good deal, and impulse, purchased her, and she ended up not staying. This girl I feel a lot more connected to. She has a name and a personality and a character, unlike my auntie, who just kind of, I never even named her, so I feel like she'll probably stay, but, um, you know, even my Oscar, who I made a video about earlier, was kind of a good deal impulse purchase. A lot of my dolls were that way. Usually the ones that weren't are the ones that end up staying. The dolls that I, you know, put time and effort into saving up for and plan on getting, like Mirai, I planned on getting for almost a year, and saved up for her. My first doll, it was the same way. Um, but my two Dear Mine girls that I got recently, they were almost impulse good deal purchases. They were a super good price and almost a package deal, almost half off of retail. So that gets me if I'm like, oh my gosh, they're, half of what they cost originally and they're like almost new condition. I just have a really hard time. Um, Another thing is availability and whether or not a doll is limited kind of will, what's the word I'm looking for, will kind of push me toward buying a doll. Like my most recent purchase, which I told you guys about earlier today, my one of a kind Dune from Dear Mine. The fact that he was one of a kind, even though I really do love his full set, if he had been 30 like they usually release dolls, or a time limited doll, I may have thought about buying him a little bit more. I may have not bought him, but I will never know because that's not how it turned out. But just the fact that there was only one of them really led me to try and buy him. So I don't, they're not good reasons to buy dolls because they're a good deal or because they're limited. You should buy dolls because you want them and you think really hard about buying them. That's why a lot of my dolls I end up selling, because I know that I can't financially keep them all and keep buying dolls. It's just not, with our income, it's not, you know, practical. I try to be responsible and it's just not there. So I do have to sell to compensate for new purchases. So I try not to look for dolls on like the marketplace, like Den of Angels and Facebook. I try to not browse because if I see a good deal, then my brain is going to try to rationalize buying it. A lot, like I said, a lot of my dolls. My Minifee Rin was pretty close to retail. My Celine was close to retail, and I had saved up for them, and I don't have any plans of getting rid of them. My Wolfie was retail. He was new from Lutz, and I have no plans to sell him. My Dolphy Dream I put together, and I bought pieces individually for her, so um, she wasn't a good deal impulse purchase, but you notice how I'm naming off the dolls of mine that have stayed for a while and probably will stay. So, um, you know, it just, is something to think about. It definitely is a pattern. People say, oh, impulse purchases will always be sold. And that's not always true because I do have some impulse purchases. My Dolphy Dream, the body was an impulse purchase, but then when I collected the pieces for her, that was planning. So, don't really know what else to say about it other than there's definitely a pattern. And I think that there's reasoning behind it that I don't understand, um, probably stemmed somewhere in my mind that, would take lots of psychiatry or therapy to kind of unlock, and maybe one day I'll be able to um, give you guys a better answer. But yeah, I'm interested to see what anybody else can kind of shed light on this topic about, and I will put in the description a link to the original video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.